Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Derpify and welcome to episode 44 of Gnomoria. So there's been an update since the last episode, version 0.8.20, and this has pretty much just been a bug fix and a glitch slash crash fix. It is really amazing that the developer has been just able to pump out so many really quick updates for this game. I really do appreciate everything that he does. He's an amazing guy, and yeah, so it's really nice to see an indie developer just absolutely crunching these updates and just getting them out there so consistently and always just being really good updates. I really enjoy that. So they've just fixed up a whole bunch of stuff, which is always awesome to see. So before we get to this battle with these two goblins that we have here, and obviously, well, this guy is actually in battle. How could he be in battle from up there? He is probably just like got crazy rubber elastic arms, and he's just like just stretching along and just punching that guy in the face. So basically what we're going to be doing is, obviously we're going to be fighting the goblins off, but we're also going to be doing a couple of other things. First things first, it's actually quite an important one. In the military, we can see that we've obviously got this torch the manse that I put in last episode. Now, because I have actually been told that it was sort of a bug basically where torches would be super duper strong against Mance. That wasn't the developer's intention, so that has been changed and nerfed quite a bit. So I really shouldn't expect torches to be really that useful against Mance at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just change these guys back to the one-handed shield. The positions, we basically torch the Mance can just be removed. I do not need that at all, and of course the uniform torch the Mance, I will remove that as well. So we have made some breakthroughs throughout this playthrough with some of these inventions that have come about with the Tinkerer's Bench, but it hasn't been as quick as it could be. So we're going to go ahead and go to build, get a new workshop up. I think it's a mechanism, yeah, the Tinker Bench. We're going to get a brand new person on the Tinker Bench. We're going to make sure this is actually pine planks and make sure it is bauxite blocks, because that is the least valuable thing, and we should always make our workshops out of the least valuable thing. And I think that is going to just about do it until we attack these goblins. So I think we should go ahead, zoom on across there, get to the right level and see. Whoa. Okay, so the goblin has been spotted. The one with the great sword is still there, but I cannot see that other one. I guess we should just basically attack the one with the great sword first, because he is obviously going to pose the biggest threat. There is actually another one, and he looked like he had a battle axe and a copper helmet. So what I think we should just zoom out really quickly and get up on these levels, because we're going to be able to see that. Oh, here we go, more goblins spotted. We can see there's some battling going on down here. And there's also a worker. Why is Zithan the woodcutter actually up here? I'm not totally sure why that is happening, but we do actually have some workers that are up here, and they're sort of going to get maybe punched in the face by this goblin, because this goblin doesn't have anything on him, so that's okay. But we want to make sure that this guy, goblin's been spotted again. We can see, oh, okay, so this is a really big thing. We should not allow this goblin fighter to actually get to these workers. So, okay, so they're like pretty much chopping up this guy and this guy. A lot of these woodcutters are actually coming out, or they're coming out with axes and things like that. So we can see there's a lot of damage going on pretty much everywhere. Lots of goblins have died. There is still one more, and one of our guys, I think, is bleeding. No, this appears to all be goblin blood. I think we pretty much just steamrolled completely over that offensive right there. So we can probably just go back to normal. Hopefully no one is actually bleeding. I think one person might be bleeding. Yeah, Zithan is actually bleeding. He's probably going to go straight to this the bandage stockpile here, or maybe he won't. Where is Zithan actually gone? Maybe he's run. Yeah, I think he's run all the way into. Wait. Yes, he's both of these people. Zithan. Yeah, we've got Zithan in there, and we've got King Gear. He's actually sitting in the caretaker's area, so that basically the hospital area. So he's they're getting fixed up. They're all good. They should be okay. We can see that some drink is getting brought over. There's actually only one caretaker at the moment, and I think I want to go ahead and fix that, because if we have a look here, we can see that we've got 3 medics and 3 caretakers. But the thing with some of those people is they also have other tasks that I've sort of given them. So I want to pretty much take off one person so that we can have at least 2 caretakers. So now that we have 2 medic caretakers, we can go on and continue with all of the other things that we should be doing right now. Now this door system here, I think it's going pretty well, but eventually I want to wall back in because the Mants will be coming back the next year, or I believe it is this year, or they're going to be coming back whenever they come back. I think it's in spring or something, so we're going to definitely want to wall in for that. It's going to be quite a big task to actually get rid of those Mants when they come back the second time, because we aren't... oh my... So Zithan bleeding to death makes me think that I must be out of bandages. God, okay, let's check out items and we'll go to cloth. Oh my god, we have 0 bandages. That is such a bad thing for me to do. Okay, we want to go ahead, get the tailor to make bandages up to around I reckon 35 should be pretty good. Any bolt of cloth will do. And we'll go ahead and just craft those bandages. Now with the loom, we're going to always want to keep around, I don't know, maybe around the same number, maybe 20 bolts of cotton actually kept in the stocks at all times, so we can have pretty constant production going on. Zithan, I'm so sorry, that was just a really bad thing on my part. I really should have been checking up on everyone and making sure that bandages were actually being used and were available. But, you know, what can I say? I made a mistake and that sucks. So whilst we're actually talking about the hospital and things like that, we can actually see that the only person in the hospital is, of course, the dead Zithan, so we can go ahead and move it. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove this designation. Those beds should be able to come with it unless I have to deconstruct them. I think I will have to deconstruct them and just replace them once I actually get... whoa, don't go crazy on me there. Okay, so we're going to wow. We're going to place this hospital inside here, and this stockpile only has coal. I don't know how many coal. It looks like it only has 1 coal. I don't know where coal goes apart from here, but it really doesn't need to be here. I think coal sort of just doesn't really stick around for too long. It sort of just goes from the furnace or from the wood or whatever, from the mining downstairs. It just goes into these places to actually be used, and then it just pretty much disappears. So we can go ahead and remove that designation. We're going to go ahead and designate a new area for our hospital, and it's going to be so much closer to the battle and basically to everyone that will be needing help. So it's really close to the entrance. Everyone that gets injured will be able to run in, just sit down. I'm going to go ahead and put this priority to 1, and we can just go ahead and place those beds back into there. So we only had 4 beds, but really we should probably accommodate more people because battles can get pretty hairy. So I'm going to go ahead. I can see we've got about 3 beds in here. That we also do have 4 posters, but we're not going to use that for the hospital. We actually have 5 beds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. Okay, so we can place about 2 more, and that is going to basically just expand our hospital. Hopefully that will get set up quick, smart, and bandages. Oh god, the bandages should have been in these stockpiles here. I think it's this one. Yeah, this stockpile is for bandages. We can see down in cloth, it is for bandages, and that should be actually really high priority. I want to make sure that is a 1 at least, and then probably I don't know if I should put this stockpile here for all the other cotton down. It is already at 4, so that's pretty low. Honestly, I don't really think there is a need for that to go any lower than that. Maybe I should just cancel bandages from going in there. Okay, I'm going to cancel bandages from going in there, so all bandages all end up inside of this front area, so that the doctors will be able to run out, get them, the soldiers will be able to run in, get them, and then sit down in the beds, or lay down, whatever they feel like doing. So we can see that we've got this brand new area ready for the training grounds. We're going to go ahead and build that. We're going to go to workshop, military, and training grounds. We're going to make sure it's actually... Why do I not have any planks? Is that because they're just getting used so much quicker than I can actually harvest them? I'm going to have to check up on that right after this. So we'll go ahead and place it there. We're also going to want to, I think one of my hotkeys, yes, built a wall. Stone, we're going to go bauxite and get to the right level. We're going to want to wall this off so no one actually falls off whilst they're doing their battling. Now I'm probably going to need to make a floor that just extends a little bit over here so that we can actually have a wall that protects the people. So we're just going to extend that a little bit, and I don't have to worry about corners actually, because that corner just got placed first, which is an awesome thing to see. We're going to have to go back to the raw bauxite and just hold on. I need to get a little bit of, okay, so we can see the view. We just need to wait for those floors to go in. Those are going to get done really shortly. Okay, we're just going to close off this area here with this wall to make sure that no one can actually fall out of this place. Now for the stocks, let's go up and check on our items. We should be able to see wood. We've actually got 187 logs and 3 planks, so basically that suggests I probably need more sawmills to actually turn those logs into those planks. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It is probably going to... the thing is, I have so many things queued up at the moment that need planks. It might get a little bit messy when I actually add another workshop to the queue, but I think it's probably just going to have to be done now rather than later. Sawmills are really important. Go ahead and... oh, so we only need logs. Oh, that's right. The sawmill only needs logs. We don't need planks. I should have thought of that actually earlier. You know, I'm thinking we could almost have 2 more. I mean, honestly, we have lots of logs. We have lots of you know, blocks of bauxite. So really, I don't think this should be too much of a problem. I think this is a carpenter. Yeah, that is a carpenter. We can see that the kitchen is going flat out with all those sandwiches and things like that. I wonder if I should craft... oh, you know what I might have actually done wrong? If we go back to the tailor, yeah, we actually... oh, that's very stupid of me. So we got to actually go craft bandage. Oh, no. We actually got to click craft 2. Make sure the bandage is selected, make about 35, and make sure that is craft 2. Or should I click that? Oh, there we go. So you actually place the order in, then click craft 2, and that'll get that going. So we should go back to the loom, make sure that is going to be happening. So go ahead, craft the bolt, craft 2. I think it was about 20 that I wanted. Let's just go with 22 because that's a number that I thought of, and that should be okay. So I'm thinking of putting up some statues that can sort of commemorate all the people that died in the Mant massacre. That is actually sometimes a little bit of a tricky thing to say. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe just go dig this. Here we go. Let's go dig and just make a hole and just get rid of this little area, because that's I just want to have a little bit more uniform. God, this is... why is this... okay, there we go. Those 3 blocks are going to get taken out so we can have sort of more a uniform actual entrance. And let's go ahead while we're at it, just build this floor here out of dirt and just fix that up a little bit, make things a little bit tidier. The bridge still got a lot of corpses. I'm thinking I really don't need to worry. Oh god, here's... okay, so that's a problem. We're going to need to mine that out first and then actually place that in there. We can see that actually none of the... okay, so these 2 sawmills are actually being worked on. The Tinker's Bench is not being worked on at the moment, but I guess that is kind of okay because it's not really a super duper necessary thing. Oh, that's right, that's why I had... oh, that's why those 3 blocks were there. I was actually looking from the top, so that's not actually gonna really work out for us, is it? Okay, so we're just gonna have to go ahead and replace those. I think the entrance really doesn't have to be super duper uniform, otherwise, I don't know, maybe I should put some... no, I'm not gonna put doors there, that's just gonna mess everything up. Let's go ahead and place some stone walls back there, because we need that closed up. We only need to have 1 entrance, and in fact, I think if I have any doors left over, I think I did see, yeah, there is a granite door and a bauxite door. I don't really want to use 2 different kinds of doors. Let's go ahead and just queue up in the stonemason another door to be made of granite, I guess. We've only got 12 granite blocks, but that is okay because we only need 1 more. Let's go ahead and get that done. Once these floors get placed, I will have to put the floors back on. So we can see that we actually still have this guard station here. We actually don't want that there anymore. We want to replace it and just put it... I think it's going to be a patrol route to be between here, and this last point here, and then just loop it back. We're going to go ahead and loop that. Assign the squad. I think it's the ripe slugs are actually the ranged guys. Whoa, okay, so that's, I know why that's happening, because I'm not actually inside of this little area while I'm typing. So ranged, ranged area. Okay, so that's going to be great. The ripe slugs. Let me just go ahead and double check that those are the guys that I need. So the ripe slugs, yep, they're all the sharpshooters. That is wonderful. Let's go ahead and just remove this designation for this area so that everyone will be able to go up here and just patrol all along here, which is going to be a lot better for those people. So speaking of the range, guys, I think we're going to need to make a craft 2 option for the actual bolts. So go to the stonemason. Basically, we want to keep, I don't know, any blocks. I don't think blocks actually change the damage of any of these bolts. So we're just going to leave it at bauxite, craft that, and just craft it to around 10 lots of 16, so that's going to be 160, and that's going to be like a lot. I think that should be really, could even keep it at 12, that could be a little bit better, so we're just going to leave it at that. And that's going to be great. So I've kind of been neglecting down below in the areas of mining, pretty much so I can just get some stuff sorted out. That is a, well, there is a clay golem just as I scroll down here. There is this clay golem right here. I don't think we should, if it's a clay one. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're actually going to get, okay, the military, I think we need one squad that doesn't actually respond to some attack orders. So in order to have a squad that doesn't actually respond to attack orders, we're going to have to call these guys to, oh god, it keeps on doing that. I need to keep my cursor inside of the actual, is it the squads? Okay, so I need to keep my cursor actually inside of here. So 2, this is going to be no attack orders, and that is going to let me know for the future. The perk is going to be, I think, just the same as the original, the best defense, and oh god, get that little tooltip, the best defense. Oh yeah, that's going to be the perk. So let's go ahead and go to the best defense. The leader is going to be a one-handed shield. Everyone's going to be a one-handed shield, I believe, except for the last person that's a two-hander. Yeah, the last person is a two-hander. So let's switch back and make sure everyone's a one-handed shield and a two-hander. These guys are not going to perform attack orders. And we're going to have to go ahead and put that actual formation onto one of the squads. And the Butchered Shadows, I think we'll just put it on... the Butchered Shadows will be the guys that just go straight to it. The Moonclaws of Gold will be the guys that don't follow attack orders, but will actually respond to enemies being seen. So it's basically, if I send like an attack order on a clay golem down here, the whole military shouldn't come down, and I hope that's what happens, because, you know, attacks can still happen from upstairs. So let's go ahead, click attack, and see, scroll upstairs, see what actually happens, see if all, okay, so all of the military is actually rushing down. Maybe I shouldn't, god, I don't know, that's kind of an issue. Like, I don't want that to be happening. I don't want, like, the whole, every soldier in the army to actually just head down to certain orders when there's probably going to be more than one at certain points in time. So a beetle has been spotted. Isn't this going to be an interesting turn of events? We're going to go ahead, click the attack order on him, because this is going to be, he's hunting down, oh no, do not hunt down Winbaub, you stay away, no. Okay, they're in battle. Winbaub is fighting. He's fighting valiantly. I think he's going to be okay. We're just going to go ahead and clean this stupid beetle up with all of our... Oh, what is happening? What is happening? How injured is Winbaub? I don't know if Winbaub is still being attacked, but everyone is just completely smashing that beetle. These guys are coming down so much slower. I do not know why. Wow. Winbaub has bled to death. I wish this never happened. This is just... Winbaub is dead, you know? He was the mayor. Who's gonna take that job? I'm speechless. I have no words that are gonna be able to get me through this. The beetle has died, but people are bleeding as they get upstairs. We're gonna have to go ahead and light up like a ton of this stuff now. And I think I want to make a bit of a memorial for obviously Winbaub and the people that died in the Mant massacre. So let's go back into the torches, doesn't matter which torch it is, and go ahead and light. Let's just put the walls back up, light up these areas, because these beetles could be wreaking absolute havoc upon the insides of our mines, and I really do not want that to happen. So we're going to spread these out evenly. Hopefully we can locate the beetle nest before it actually gets too large. It may actually be too late. At this point I am totally not sure. I've never been here. Obviously the Grizzly Inkling is my first kingdom to actually get this far, and essentially I am just learning as I go along. So I'm just going to spread out all of these torches. Okay, so as you can see, I've gone ahead and placed an absolute ridiculous amount of torches, but I think that is going to be able to highlight the whole area, well not highlight, but just illuminate the whole area and let us know where the hell these beetles might or might not be. So we're going to, whilst that is getting done, we're going to want to scroll up and actually get to our carpenters and make sure that there is actually orders to make those torches. So going to the carpenter, make down below the torches. We'll go ahead and use just pine planks, or maybe any plank. I think we'll just use pine. Oh god. Okay, we're just going to use pine planks. Doesn't matter which coal. There's only one type of coal. Craft that and make sure this is being made to about 20 torches, and that's going to be great. We're going to make sure in the other carpenter there is actually that getting made as well. So craft the torch is going to be out of pine planks once again, and we're going to craft it to about 20, and that's going to keep both of those carpenters actually running, and hopefully just improving the amount of torches that we have. The doors are probably finished for now, so we can go ahead and go to our furniture, go to our doors, and just choose the stone door. Should be granite. Yeah, we've got 2 granite doors. Place them behind these lapis lazuli ones, and that's going to be great. So I think we're at about a 550 drink, but we can go ahead and use the craft to ability to go ahead and make sure that we've got like a minimum amount of wine and beer. So let's go ahead. Doesn't matter which fruit it is. We have a lot of apples and strawberries, so it doesn't really matter. Make sure that we're making this wine to about 50, and we're also going to go ahead and craft our wheat beer up to 50 as well. So that should be a total of 100 drink. That's going to be in our kingdom at once. I think that should be like really enough, because the distillery is going to be working a little bit as well. Now we can go ahead and actually go to the second distillery and do exactly the same. So we can see here in the stocks we've actually got pretty much just milk. We've got 6 wine, 0 beer, and 542 milk. That actually makes up everything that we drink in this Grizzly Inkling. So, god, that just makes it a bit more difficult. I think milk should just be our main source, but we should just like tone down the wine and the beer amount. So let's go ahead and just create that to about 20 each. Because people are still going to want to crave that. They're still going to want some of the delicious alcohol instead of their milk. So if we just tone that down, we should keep things a little bit more organized in terms of how much drink we actually have, because as we all know, the drink and food does attract those goddamn ants. So we have this third sawmill up and running. Let's go ahead and make those planks. We're just going to keep that on repeat. Actually, should we have a craft 2 order? Oh no, we really don't have the need to do a craft 2 order on that. Really just need the maximum amount of planks coming in. If we check out the stocks, we should be able to see possibly we've actually got 13 planks at the moment, so we can see that this is getting made. This fourth sawmill actually is getting made. The training grounds is not getting made yet, but there is a plank there, so we can assume that someone is going to be working on that soon enough. See some soldiers that are actually sitting in here. I don't know what those guys might be doing. I think they might be, oh that's right, those are the 3 guys that are actually in that 3rd squad that I have. So if I go ahead and just designate an area for them just to be a guard, oh, you know what, it might be useful to have those guys downstairs, wouldn't it? Would that be pretty useful, and just have them rush upstairs when need be? I think we'll just leave them on the outside of these doors downstairs. And I think, I can't even remember, they were the spine grinders, weren't they? Let me just double check and make sure that it was the spine grinders, the people with, yep, here we go, those 3 guys, the spine grinders. We're going to see the guards come down here, and they're going to basically keep a check downstairs. So that is going to go ahead and do it for episode 44. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be back doing more progress within the Grizzly Inkling next time. My name is Derpify. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in another video.